What's up, Charles? DaBoiii, and I just jumped out the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard.
Nah, but this ain't happen overnight. I had to pray for this. DaBoiii, why you always talking shit, bitch? I get paid for this.
All right, y'all, we got the Bay Area in the building, YW and DaBoiii. How are you feeling?
I'm doing good. What about yourself?
I am feeling good. Now, getting into your background, we all know you're from the Bay Area, but what part is specifically?
Vallejo, California.
And what was it like for you growing up in Vallejo?
Shit. I mean, when I was a young nigga, I like to hoop a lot, so that's where I spend most of my little spare time. Nigga had hoop dreams for real, but shit, I don't know. I got a little adrenaline rush for being bad. I was a little badass. Like my parents is from Oakland, so when I was born, they moved me to the V because they ain't want to raise me out there. I only lived out there for probably a year or two. I don't even remember staying out there. I was a baby. But all I know is that my parents moved me to the V. Shit, when I was like 2, I'm still a baby. I'm growing up out there. I know my favorite thing I used to do, I used to hoop. I used to like till I was like 5, 6, I used to do little nigga shit. Like I used to catch bees and shit. I used to go catching bugs and shit, you feel me? Just regular little outside shit, go to the creek, go catch crawdads. Get a little older, I start hooping. And niggas start getting a little adrenaline rush for being bad as shit. Like, nigga turn 7, 8, I start fighting this shit. Nigga, I remember my first time getting suspended in the first grade. It was my partner. I had told my partner about this female I liked. This nigga, and he listening to me he carried oh yeah, you should get her type shit. And same day, we had recess or something. This nigga he go sit next to the girl. He talking to her. You feel me? Woo, woo, woo. I felt disrespected. I'm like, okay, you feel me? I'm telling you that. That's who I'm fucking with, woo, woo, woo. So I ain't gonna lie, on some slimy shit. I sneak up behind that nigga. I grab that nigga by his head. He's sitting on the bench talking to her. I grab him by his head and I slam his head on the ground, bust his head open. I got suspended for that shit. That was my first time getting suspended. I was in first grade. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, growing up, that shit was cool. Nigga really had hope dreams for real. I always thought I was gonna be to the NBA. Them dreams, I was off and on. Middle school, I stopped hooping. And then when I got in high school, I started fucking with that shit again. It was always off and on. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Nigga was thugging, nigga start hooping, and then nigga start thugging again. You feel me? I was back and forth for real.
And with the hoop dreams, when were you just man, fuck this shit? It ain't happening.
I ain't gonna lie, when I was in the 6th grade, I was raw in elementary. In the 6th grade, I was raw too. I was playing for NJB. That's a little Vallejo league. I was going crazy. Then they're dropping 15 dub a game. That's cool for a little nigga though. I couldn't do shit. My favorite move used to be, go to the right. I'm going to the right every time, taking all these little niggas to the hole. They wouldn't fuck with me. Cause I used to hoop with older niggas, you feel me, back in my house and shit. So when I'm hooping around motherfuckers my age, this shit nothing. You feel me? I'm taking everybody to the cut. But 7th grade, I don't know, nigga I don't know. I just stopped fucking with that shit. I really don't know why. I remember, I just stopped hooping the whole 7th and the 8th grade. And then the 9th grade, I tried to hoop again. I tried to hoop for Vallejo High. I fucked around, made the team, all that shit. But I don't know, that shit wasn't really where a nigga hard at. I ended up quitting and shit. It was 20-something people up on that team. A basketball team, high school, she only had 15 or less. You feel me? Really 12. It was 20-something people on that team. It's only 15 jerseys. I remember one day we went to the game. I ain't getting no jersey. He was like, oh, we ain't got enough jerseys. Woo, woo, woo. Next game, I got you. And I was like, fuck that. I ain't coming back. And I stood on that. I ain't never went back. And then, shit, with the whole shit, I ended up in the middle of 10th grade. My mom's ended up moving me away because niggas doing too bad in school. It wasn't looking too good for a nigga. One nigga wasn't finna graduate, so she had to move a nigga, you feel me, to this little place called Benicia. moved up over there. Shit, it wasn't shit to do up over there, so I fucked around, started hooping again for real. Tried to, but shit, that's what really crushed my dreams going up over there. Like, I don't know, like them white coaches, they was different. Like they wasn't fucking with a nigga. Like I could go in, do my thing, boom, ISO, nigga, give a nigga 10 or whatever. If I ain't running no play, like they'd take my ass right out. Okay, you scored, why you wasn't running the play? Like, I don't know, I run no play. Like that shit don't stick to my head, take me right out the game. I don't care if you scoring or not. Like that shit crush a nigga dreams. I'm thinking like, damn, so that's how that shit gonna be in college and shit. Like we gonna be running plays all day. Like I ain't how I play. Like I'm used to the black top. Like give me the ball. Y'all go over here. Y'all go give me some space. Let me do my thug thizzle. Like they wasn't letting a nigga rock like that. Like it was all about plays. Like that shit couldn't. I ain't gonna lie. That shit couldn't stick to my head. That was my wake up call. Like hell nah. Like nigga, this shit homework up on the basketball court. I ain't finna be doing this shit. And I just stopped. My senior year, I ended up making the team. Why the fuck did I quit? I was going too crazy. And practice, I ain't gonna lie, like, nobody wanted to guard me. And the coach seen that, like, I had niggas scared to guard me in practice. Like, I was a boy. Niggas couldn't fuck with me in my age. But I could never run no plays. That shit couldn't stick to a nigga head for real. Nigga slow, like. So one day, I just fed up. We had a game. And I ain't getting no PT. I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't coming back. Like, man, I ain't no sucker. Like, I'm better than all these niggas. All these niggas know that. Like, you feel me? I ain't getting no PT cause a play can't stick to my head. Fuck them plays. I ain't coming back. And I just never hooped again for real. Like, I hoop again, like, on some cool shit. Like, that shit like therapy for real, but hell nah, nigga had to get them little dreams up though. I'm glad I did though, cause I be seeing niggas that's finna turn 30, still hoop dreams. Niggas still be thinking they finna go overseas, they finna go do this and that. I like, Cuddy, you getting old. Like, man, gotta do something else. For real.
Now, I was watching a recent interview of yours, and just speaking back on Vallejo, you had mentioned that it's 12-year-olds right now out there trying to catch bodies already, which leads me to ask you, why is that happening right now?
I mean, shit, generation getting sicker and sicker, like the youth, I don't know, they starting off younger and younger. I ain't saying it like it's just hella 12-year-olds ready to catch a body out there. Like, it ain't hella, like, you'll run into a couple of them motherfuckers for sure. Like, them little niggas that, you feel me, that grew up in that environment their whole life and they seeing this and that growing up, like, that's all they know. Like, they be on that type of time, like, it be little niggas like, when we was funking with niggas, we had little niggas barely in elementary, like throwing up the game that we funking with type shit. Like niggas born in that shit. Like, I don't know, niggas be ready. Niggas be crazy. I ain't gonna lie, when I was 12, I wasn't that active. Nowadays, generation youth, they getting more active and more active. Like, I ain't gonna lie, shit getting sicker and sicker.
I will say social media has definitely
social
played
media
a
got a huge part of that shit too. Like when I was growing up, social media wasn't popping like that. Like the first thing that was popping when I was young in elementary was MySpace, and like I was young, I wasn't really on that shit like that. Like I was on it, but then I wasn't. Like I ain't gonna lie, like my mama, she used to, man, like I ain't had no dad around, so my mom used to try to be my dad. She used to try to take a nigga password and shit, read all my messages that I'm talking to all my little girlfriends and shit about. I made a nigga not even care about having a MySpace, so shit, I wasn't really tripping. Niggas just outside, you feel me, just getting into shit for real. That Facebook shit came out, I wasn't really on that shit for real either. Like high school came around, like that's when Twitter and Instagram really started popping. We was like in high school, like towards the end of middle school. But yeah, that shit changed the culture for sure, like, especially with females and shit too. Like, man, females, they all robots now. Everybody.
Wait, hold up.
Yeah.
Why are you saying we're robots?
Robots.
Why are you saying the females are robots?
Because they not natural. What's a robot? Robot, you gotta build it and put it together. Like, these females getting built and put together. Bitch, you wasn't born with that big ass booty. You wasn't born with the titties. All that makeup on your face, that shit a act, like, you feel me? But it's a lot of bitches, they not the real them no more. Like, my girl natural. She don't even like wearing makeup. Like, she'll wear that shit on a special occasion or something. She don't even like wearing that shit. She all natural, no body done, no nothing. Like, that's how we like it. Like, we team natural, you feel me?
Now, it seems like you have lived a very crazy
Drop the
life
wood.
at an early age. So what was the craziest thing that you've experienced out there growing up?
The craziest. Shit, I don't know. I don't know. I never really looked at it shit. I never really looked at shit like a lot of shit was crazy. Like, nigga grew up seeing so much shit. Like, he was just numb to a lot of shit. Like, I was young. It's like, it wasn't like a lot of shit was happening to me. I'm young. I'm just seeing a bunch of shit. Like, it was just regular. Like, I always knew how to brush shit off. I could see something. I remember one time, I'm like first grade. Like, it's these apartments in Vallejo called Sereno Village. I used to live on the top. Like, I was one of the first motherfuckers up in that bitch. Like, when they first opened, they probably first opened like 02 or 03. It was like the first motherfuckers in that motherfucker. I'm looking outside my kitchen window. It's like 30 motherfuckers outside fighting. Like, bitches fighting, niggas fighting, motherfuckers out pulling out knives, whoop, whoop, whoop. You feel me? Thumping, you feel me? Outside rumbling. And then after they done rumbling, it's like 3 people up on the floor, slumped, like can't get up. And everybody start running, helicopter come, police come, whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm just in my kitchen at top floor, just looking like, damn, like eating some popcorn type shit, like nigga wasn't, I don't know, that shit, you know, type scared me type shit. I think right after that shit happened, I went to go take out the trash or something, like, I don't know. Shit was just regular, but yeah. Shit was mainly though, outside stabbing each other and shit. I'm sitting there looking like, damn.
And speaking of crazy, now I watched another interview of yours, and we got to talk about the story of you seeing a demon.
Hey.
Woo! In full details. I really want you to talk about that story because that shit was crazy.
Hey. All right, so I had me and my partner, we were staying together in some apartments called Concord, and it's some apartments in Concord. I'm like 19, fresh up at my mama's house. I'm like, man, I'm starting to make a little cheese. I'm like, I'm ready to, man, I can't smoke in the house or nothing. Like, you feel me? I used to always try to hide. I stopped hiding that shit from her at a certain age, but like, I could never smoke in the house. Like, she was never that green with it. Like, you feel me? I always wanted my own house. Like, I was never at the house when I was young like that for real, cause I was the only nigga. Like, I didn't want to be in the house with my mom, my sister, for real. Like, I'm a nigga, like. So, I ain't gonna lie, my partners used to always have a house to the neck. Like, they always used to have a house to themselves. So we used to be in there smoking, thugging, throwing little mini parties. Like, we doing whatever, eating all the food, woo, woo. So they got a taste of that shit. I ain't gonna lie, I got a little older, and I ended up getting my own house. So I get my spot in Concord with Brody. Long story short, we get kicked out of that motherfucker like the first month, cause we was cracking in that motherfucker. Like, this our first house, we young. So of course you feel me, we used to chilling on the block every day. We ain't had nothing to do. We was chilling on the block every day. Like, you feel me? That was the kick spot. We outside. We got our own spot now. We bring the whole block to the house. Like, hey, y'all niggas come pull up over here. We got video games. We slapping. We smoking. Ain't no rules in this bitch. Like, whatever. Like, you feel me? We doing that every day for like a month chilling. Got niggas staying the night, hella shit. Like, they kept putting hella notes on the door. Like, man, y'all smoking. Y'all turned up to whoop, whoop, whoop. Like, this has to stop. Like, we got like 3 notes. Like, we wasn't tripping. We young. We like, man, we paying bills. Like, nigga, do this. Nigga, this our house. Like, we not knowing. Like, we don't really run this shit. We renting this shit. Like, you feel me? Our dumb man. Like, the 4th one was like, y'all got till. They only gave us like 3 days to move out. We was like, damn. We had 3 days to move out. We already fully settled in. Like, air couches, TVs off the wall, hella shit. So niggas had to rush, get up out of there. Boom, I rushed, get up out of there. I couldn't move in with my mans no more. I was like, what's that shit? Oh, yeah, evicted. I think, yeah, we got a little eviction. I was like, I ain't getting another one up on my name. Like, we hot. Like I was in there, but I wasn't inviting all my niggas. It was really, bro, like, I was in there like, I was growing up. Like, I was getting to be on my independent shit, but we was still, you feel me? Brody was still bringing niggas every day. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm finna get my own spot. So I get my own spot. I move in, boom. Long story short, we moving in. Like, you know when you move in, like, you put the living room shit in the living room, the bedroom shit in the bedroom, kitchen shit in the kitchen, woo woo. So you feel me? All that shit settled in like that. I'm sleeping in there. Like, I got my bed made up. I closed my door. I'm just laying down. I don't got no Wi-Fi, no TV, no, I ain't playing no video games, no nothing. So the house is pitch dark, I'm just on my phone. I hear hella rattling in the living room. It's my first time staying, you feel me, in my own house by myself. So I'm spooked. I'm like, rattling, what the fuck? Like, you feel me? But it's a patio in the living room. So I'm like, man, I must have left the patio open on some high shit. Like, I ain't even feel like getting up. I was spooked and I was tired too. I was like, man, I'm telling myself, like, I left the patio open. I really didn't know if I did, but I'm just telling myself that I didn't even want to go check. So boom, it's the morning. I wake up. The first thing I do is go check the living room. I go check the living room. Patio ain't open. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm looking in there like, what the fuck could have been rattling? Like, it wasn't nothing. Like, all the boxes and shit still closed in, right? So I'm like, oh, that shit don't make no sense. So boom, I go back the next night. And what the fuck happened? I hear some more shit. But I hear some more shit. I'm like, hell no, I'm not tripping. It's my second night. I'm like, I'm not tripping. So I go to my mama's house and I go tell my mom. My mom, she got this little black ass, small ass dog. His name Kobe. That nigga, he got like superhero senses. Like, my mom, she got a house on the top floor somewhere tucked. This nigga, like, he know what people's cars sound like. Like, he could hear my mama's car pulling up to the garage, he'll start barking. Like, you feel me? Cuz got super senses. Like, he been like that, like, since a young nigga. Like, he'll bark in the middle of the night, somebody walking down the hallway type shit, hella irritating. So I'm like, I'm finna bring this nigga, super sense man, you feel me? I bring that nigga to the house. As soon as we get in the bed, I'm laying down in the bed. I'm on my phone, timeline, regular. I still ain't got no Wi-Fi shit. That shit, like, gonna come in like a couple days or something. This nigga, like, how Kobe is, like, he like to sleep under the covers, you feel me? So he'll go to the top of the covers and he'll start putting nose on the covers. I mean, let the covers up. So, you feel me? I let the covers up on him, you feel me? He like laying by a nigga legs for, he usually stop at a nigga legs and start laying down. He ain't stopped. He went to the edge of the bed and poked his nose out, like, you know the covers at the edge of the bed, like, if you go way over there, like, you poke your nose out, whatever, like, yeah, he did that. He starts sniffing and he start growling, like, in front of the bed for hella long, like I know how he be, like, when somebody there, like, when there's presence in the room, like, he was barking like it was presence in the room. I seen that, I was like, oh yeah, it's official, like, ghosts and demons, that shit real, like, okay. I tell my mama, she like, boy, you better pray, like, woo, 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 like, that shit serious. I'm not taking that shit serious. At the end of it, like, I don't know what to think, like, man, I don't know if it's a demon in this bitch or, cause he bark at anything sometimes, so I really ain't know what to believe. So I bring him back to my mama house. I stay in there by myself. Man, as soon as I lay down, I ain't even sleep, no nothing. I'm on my phone. I know for a fact I closed my door. A couple minutes later, I see the door opening slowly, like from my peripheral, but I'm not paying attention, cause I'm like, I'm on my phone. I'm thinking like I'm high. I'm thinking like, you know, like sometimes you feel like you be seeing stuff. I'm thinking it's like one of them type of things. I'm like, I must be hallucinating. Like, I must be high or something. Like, I see it crack hella slow. And then by the time I look up, it's like, I seen it close, like it was closing, like it was like 1 second left. Like, I seen it close a little bit. I'm like, Cuddy, am I tripping? I just see the motherfucking door closed. I ain't even paying attention, whatever. I go on my timeline. Like, something don't feel right. Like, I feel somebody standing over me or something. Man, I put my phone down, I look up. It's the demon, like he over me, like I'm laying in the bed like this. So
you physically see the demon at this point?
I physically see the demon, but when I physically see the demon, it's so weird because I'm not asleep. Like, I automatically get in sleep paralysis. Like, my body can't move, I can't scream. You feel me? I got my motherfucking hammer up on motherfucking dresser. My dumb ass, I'm thinking, I'm trying to reach for my hammer, I'm trying to get the bottom. I don't know if this nigga real, a demon or what. It's just all black. Like, it just look like a shadow. Like, you ever play Def Jam Fight for New York?
No, I haven't.
You have, bro? Yeah, like, you know, on Def Jam 5 from New York, like, it's a nigga that you don't fight on there. It's, you know, that all blue nigga that you can unlock? It's that all blue nigga. Like, you can't see him, he just all blue. Like, no face, no nothing. That's exactly how he looked, but he didn't have a hat on. Like, it was just like a 3D shadow just in my face. Like, I'm laying on the bed flat. I lay down on my back like this.
Can't see you on the
Look, I lay down on my back like this. Cuz, like, he's standing over me like this and moving his head. I'm looking at him. I'm like, hell nah.
So you physically saw it like standing over, like.
Yeah, but it was no face. Like, it was so dark in my room was hella dark, so that wasn't helping. I'm looking at him. He like go to the edge of the bed slowly. He start backing up, and then when he get to the edge of the bed, it's like that nigga. He trying to grab me. Like, he's swinging his arms, trying to grab me or something slowly, and it's like his arms is like going like right through me, or like, you feel me? Like, he couldn't fuck with me for some reason. Like, nigga must have been guarded by the ghetto angels or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, when I seen that shit, like, I couldn't do nothing. Like, I'm in sleep paralysis. I can't move. Man, I just closed my eyes and tried to forget that shit. I'm like, I can't do nothing. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, when you in sleep paralysis, it feel like you giving your all just to make a sudden move. I couldn't do it. Like, I just went to sleep. I woke up, you know, like, it be them dreams that be them dumbass, long-ass dreams. And you wake up and you be like, what the fuck did I dream about? I just forgot that shit. Man, I woke up and remember every piece of everything. Like, I was like, damn, that was not no dream. Like, and then, so we going on tour, like, we going on tour like the next day or two. My grandpa, he used to stay in the V. He moved to Texas, like, when I was like in the 10th grade or something, like, so when he ended up going to Texas, I think my sister finna graduate, so he come out here. I hit him, I'm like, Papa, I got my own spot now. Like, you ain't gotta get no hotel, you don't gotta stay with your daughter, your brother, your son, no nothing. Like, you got the keys to my apartment. We finna be gone for a whole month, you feel me? So I give my mans the keys to the apartment. I tell him, I'm like, bro, you do whatever in this bitch till my grandpa get back, like, you feel me? So he had the house to himself for like 3-4 days. And so my grandpa and my mom and my mans, they all meet at my house. I'm not there. I'm on tour. They talking, you feel me, chopping it up, regular shit. My mans handed my grandpa the keys. They said out of nowhere, like, ain't no TV on, ain't got no cable yet. Like, I think cable coming that week type shit. Like, they said they heard like hella screaming. They said it sounded like a big ass football game in a living room for like 1 second or two, like hella screaming and shit. And they all heard it, and they said they all looked at each other like, and my mans, he looked at my grandpa, my mom's, he was like, he ain't know what was going on. This is my mom's told me. She was like, bro was like, oh yeah, that's my cue, here go the keys, yeah, like y'all have a good day. Like, you feel me? Bro got up out of there. My mom said, my grandpa, he opened a Bible scripture and put that shit like on the top of my fireplace and never heard nothing. And I ended up doing my whole lease there for my whole year, and I ain't never been through no problems there again. Like, that Bible scripture, that shit was powerful for real. I ain't gonna lie.
That protection.
You know, mama's
wow,
serious.
You kind of got me like over here with the chills. That story is crazy.
Hey, that shit's scary for real.
So after experiencing something like that, did you have any type of life awakening?
Nah, no. Nah. It be little shit that awaken me for real. Like, I don't know what that message was, so I don't know. Like, message had to be more straightforward or something for me to awaken like that. Like, I don't know what the fuck that was about. Like, that was some weird ass shit. I seen that nigga, like, when my son was born, I ended up seeing him like a year and some change later for real.
The demon?
The same nigga, like, this time I'm at my girl mom's house. My girl, she got a little cousin, like she'll come in the room sometimes and get to running around, like, you feel me, playing hella much early in the morning. I'm assuming, like, I feel something, I feel presence in the room. When I open my eyes, I see something run hella fast, like, I'm thinking it's her. I'm like, oh, she's in here playing, like, ooh, I just close my eyes, I try to go back to sleep. But my son, he on my chest. Back in the day, like, listen, he a baby, like, couple months, like, back in the day, like, if I put him on my chest, like, he not waking up in the middle of the night, he not moving in his sleep, no nothing, like, If he wake up, see he cuddling, he going right back to sleep, you feel me? He tossing and turning in his sleep for hella long. I'm like, bro, what's going on? I wake up and I'm looking at him. I feel presence in the room. To my left, I look to my left, man, it's the same nigga. And this time, it's not even dark in the room. Like, it's like the sun coming up type, like right before the sun come up type shit. Like, it's like 5 something in the morning, like half sun, half dark. So you feel me? I feel the presence in the room. I look to the left. It's just cuz. This time I look up, like, he not moving. Like, he's just standing over me, just looking. Like, I felt like cuz was looking at me mean in a mean way, but like, I felt him looking at me like in a mean way, but like, I couldn't see his face. Like, I just felt it though. Like, I just felt evil in the room for real. Like, I ain't gonna lie. He wasn't reaching or nothing. He was just staring at me. So, I'm in sleep paralysis again. Every time I see him, it's like he put my whole body in shock. Like, I'm sleeping right next to my girl. I can't go like this. I'm trying to scream her name, like do something. Like, I couldn't do it. I'm like, damn. So I fought the sleep paralysis as much as I could. Like, all I'm trying to do is just put my hands over my son, just turn the other way. Just, you feel me? Forget it there. So when I'm doing that, it felt like this when I'm trying to put my hands over my son. Like, this how I felt fighting that shit. It felt like, and I was doing that shit for like a whole, you feel me, a minute and some change straight. Like, I'm most strength I could. Boom, get one arm over him. It's like over his butt a little bit and over his little waist. I'm trying to get the other one over. Like, this one took hella long, but I'm giving all my might. I'm trying to scream, do everything I can. I finally get that shit over me. Yeah, it took me a minute to turn my head to the left too. Like, that I was using much muscles I could. I just turned my head to the left, slept with cuz like this, and just went to sleep. Thought I'd forget about that shit. I never forgot about that shit either. Shit crazy.
Do you sleep on your back?
Yeah.
Stop
I heard you're not
doing
supposed
that.
to do that though.
Yeah, no, don't sleep on your back.
I heard.
Don't sleep on your back and say them prayers before you go to bed.
I sleep on my back though, cause I got a bad back. So like when I sleep on my back, like it feel good to me. But I ain't gonna lie, like lately, I just had sleep paralysis the other day. I ain't see nothing or nothing, but I had that shit though. That shit, I do gotta start sleeping on my back for real.
Man, but touching into your music career and the start of it, I know before the music, you were working at KFC. Now, how was that grind for you, and how did that lead into you pursuing your music career full time?
Yeah. I forgot how the fuck. It was just young niggas. Like it was somebody that I was with at KFC plug. I'm like, nigga, I get everybody hired. I'm like, hell nah. Man, got a motherfucker talk to the manager. Got me, all my niggas hired. Got my sister hired. You feel me? We young, so we in that bitch. So we all working together, so we not tripping. We thugging it out, like, you feel me? But one day, I don't know, like, I just got tired of that shit one day, like coming home smelling like hella chicken. Like I started feeling like a real working man. Like, but we used to fuck around. That's all we used to do is fuck around. We go to the block, you feel me? Woo. Like when we was young, after we was done posting on the block, like we'll go to my man's house in his garage, T.O. We used to go to that nigga garage and record, make music and shit, like just playing with that shit, looking up beats on YouTube, having fun, being young niggas, you feel me? One day, niggas got bored. I made a YouTube page, named it SOB RBE. And I posted an audio on that bitch. It wasn't doing hella numbers. Like I probably did like a 1,000 like in a couple days type shit. But that was cool for a nigga. I ain't even know 1,000 people. Like, you feel me? So when that shit came out, like I pop out, like I go to the sports center or something. Like sports center, that's like a place where niggas used to hoop at back in the day, you feel me? That shit closed down now. Everybody from, I ain't even gonna say everybody from V used to hoop there, like everybody from everywhere used to hoop there. That was like one of the main spots to go hoop. I go up there one day, like, you feel me? Niggas coming up to me, they like, nigga, you that 100 bars, nigga, you going crazy, like keep going, like you got this shit for real, like you feel me? It's niggas that I've been seeing my whole life, but I don't even talk to like that, like high and by, but like it's niggas I don't even fuck with like that, taking their time out their day to let a nigga know that, you feel me, that nigga going crazy. That's what, that was a wake upper for me for real. I was like, okay, like you feel me? There was a couple motherfuckers coming up to me too. I'm like, okay, niggas down there hip to this shit. Like we just kept that bitch rocking there. Ever since then, I think shit ended up taking off like the beginning of next year, for real.
And you were a part of the influential group, which I would say you guys were in the Bay Area, SOB. Mm-hmm. Being that I'm in the South, what would you say that group meant to the Bay Area?
I'm still SOB, but
still SOB. Sorry.
What was I gonna say? I know that shit was big, cause like we was young, like we was the. I felt like we was one of the starts to like the younger generation really kicked the foot down. Like we started like letting niggas know like, it's a young nigga world out here. Like you feel me? Ever since then, like I feel like hella young niggas been coming out. Like we changed the game for real. Like we came in like the way music was back in the Bay. Like I ain't gonna lie, like niggas was making music like lightweight. Like niggas had fake substance to their shit lightweight. Like you feel me? When we came in, we just young niggas. We didn't know how to make music. We just talking shit and putting that shit on the beat. Like you feel me? When everybody seeing that made every young nigga feel like damn, these niggas just talking shit. Like you feel me? Ain't no substance. Like we could do this. And the whole world started doing it. Like you feel me? Ever since then, like we put a dent in the industry for sure. Cause I be seeing like hella little niggas be trying to form groups. They be trying to have a little singer in the group and shit. Whoop whoop whoop. Like yeah, like we laid down the blueprint for the young niggas for sure. Like I'm telling young niggas all the time, like, we used to get mad like when niggas just try to jock niggas style and shit, but like now niggas embrace it. Like I tell young niggas, like motherfuckers that really want to know, I tell niggas like the only reason, I ain't gonna say the only reason, but like the main reason niggas was going crazy like that, cause we was all together, like, and we all brought something to the table. Like it's harder when you solo. You could be raw when you solo, but you feel me? It's gonna be harder for you to keep that eye on you. You could be wrong, you solo. It's 100 other motherfuckers raw solo. When you a whole group, you feel me, whole gang, y'all all, you feel me, spitting, and y'all all name one thing. Like motherfuckers didn't even really know our names and shit at the time. Like we just coming out SOB RBE, like you feel me? And that shit, I don't know, that shit was different. Like we was like a Bay Area NWA for real.
Yeah.
You know, mamas.
And I do know that you guys split up. Okay, so just for my knowledge, it's SOB and it's RBE, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you guys split up with RBE, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we don't know them.
Okay, so with that being said, what would you say was the downfall with all of that?
Hella little shit, like shit nigga ain't gonna speak on for real, like bunch of goofy ass shit for real, like basically bunch of goofy ass shit, like it's whatever though. I ain't gonna speak on that nigga. We gonna let them niggas keep their peace though. Yeah.
And being that you guys were like really buzzing and influential in the city, what was the city's response when you guys were no longer together?
Shit, like, I mean, shit, to be honest, like, man. Like a lot of motherfuckers was hot, like damn, you niggas just fucked up everything, whoop whoop whoop, like you niggas just fumbled the bag over nothing, whoop whoop, and a lot of niggas was happy, like, like a lot of shit was more refreshing, like it was 50-50, some was happy, some was mad.
Did it have any effect on you as an artist during everything that was going on?
Shit, hell yeah, but it put a positive effect on me, like all that shit just made niggas just start going harder, like. The way I am with this music shit now, like I'm in my bag way more than what I was before. Like you feel me? Nigga outgrew a lot of shit. Like you feel me? Nigga having more fun with this shit. Like nigga more refreshed. Like when niggas first came out, like you know when niggas first came out, like we had our own style. It's refreshing and new. Like you feel me? That's how a nigga coming out right now. Like everything that nigga finna be dropping, it's all refreshing and new. Like you feel me? I'm trying to bring that vibe back. Same cadence and shit, but it's still gonna be refreshing and new.
Now, looking back while being in a group, what were some things that you took away from that experience?
What you mean?
As far as, you know, being in the group and then not being in it anymore, what were some things that you kind of like learned, some lessons you learned after not being in the group?
Shit, really, niggas just gotta, all that shit just be about communication, like, niggas just gotta be men and communicate more. Like a lot of shit could have been prevented if a lot of niggas just, you feel me, just said most shit instead of, you feel me, a lot of behind the back type shit. Like niggas just gotta be more up front. Like we want to keep your circle tight. Like, you just gotta be up front. Like, me and my niggas, like, we bump heads all the time. Like, we be ready to fight. Like, we be in the group chat. Like, nigga, I got gloves. Like, what's up? Like, you feel me? But like, we don't be mad at each other. Like, if I can't argue with you and we can't shake hands, like, you feel me? Next day or next couple hours, you ain't my brother for real. Like, yeah, you envious. Like, for real. Like, me and my niggas now, like, we always bumping heads and like we tell each other right from wrong. Like, we ain't afraid to tell each other like, nah, you wrong. Like, nigga, you check yourself. Like, you feel me? But we don't never end up funking. Like, we just, you feel me? We just keep each other head on right. You feel me?
And I was also watching another interview and getting into your solo career. You had spoke on people stealing your flow back in 2017 and 2018.
Yeah,
what happened with that?
All right, so I'm a young nigga. Like, motherfuckers are stealing my flow. Like, it's motherfuckers older than me and shit too. Like, my whole style, like, I had niggas coming out with fros, you feel me? Wearing a bus and shit. Like, that's really a Detroit thing though. Like, I give it to them. But at that time, like, where I'm from, like, that was my shit. Like, you feel me? Like, in the Bay, like, you feel me? Niggas know, like, that was DaBoiii. Like, you feel me? Like, so niggas, they trying to take niggas looks. Like, niggas taking my flow, like, and going up, molding me with my shit too. Like, I'm getting mad. I'm young, like, I ain't know how to embrace it, but like, I'm older now. Like, I don't even trip off that shit. Like, I just look at that shit now. Like, damn, I was a young nigga. Like, really laying down a blueprint. Like, had niggas following that shit. Like, real champion type shit. Like, I gotta embrace that type shit. That's like that's like a young nigga growing up and he wanna wear number 23 on his jersey. Like, you feel me? That's how I feel with this shit. Like, okay, like, niggas is really paying attention to this shit. Like, they taking the blueprint, they running with it, and it's actually doing something for them. So I embrace that shit now. But now how I am with this music shit now, like, now I listen to the beat. So I'ma come on how the beat tell me to come on in my head. So how the beat tell me to come on in my head, I'm getting on. Every beat I get on gonna be different. I'm not coming on the same way no more. If I do, like, it's gonna be a little switch. It's gonna be something different. Like, you feel me? Like, back in the day, I only had one flow, so it was so easy to take a nigga flow. Like, I used to rap on the same flow on every beat. So, you feel me? So it was easy for niggas to take my flow. Like, now I'm just having fun with that shit, listening to the beat. You feel me? So, like, how a nigga style is now, you can't take my style for real. Like, unless you're gonna take 1,000 styles, like, you feel me? You can't take my style no more. Like, even if a nigga do take my style in a way, like, I embrace that shit. Like, I don't think a nigga take my style right now. If a nigga take my style right now, that's when I know, like, damn, nigga follow the fuck out that blueprint. Like, I'm champion out here for real. Like, I wouldn't even get mad no more. I wouldn't change my style up, no nothing. Back in the day, that shit was making a nigga want to change his style. Like, trying to switch different directions and shit. That shit was fucking me up mentally. I ain't gonna lie.
And what do you feel brings out the best in you musically?
The best in me? Musically, the best in me? Shit, I ain't gonna lie, I gotta record high. And if I ain't high, I can't record. Like, I gotta be high, like, I gotta be high. Like, one thing about me, like, I gotta be in my zone. You know, I gotta feel out my body. Like, when I'm in the studio, when I like to record, I do one earphone in, one earphone out. How I do it, like, it's like when I'm recording, it's like I'm listening to myself as if I'm recording. Like I take a step out my body and I'm watching myself, and you feel me, and looking at a fan perspective, like, would I slap this? Like, you feel me? That's how I'm trying to record now.
With your career now, what was the biggest risk you've had to make so far?
The biggest career?
The biggest risk you've had to make so far?
You say as an artist?
Yes.
Shit, I don't know. Like, I think the biggest thing I had to do was like, just be smart, not rush into it, and not sign no deal. Like, I know the business and shit now. Like, if I sign a deal now, like, I could be on top of shit. Like, I could hit whoever signed me and be like, what it's looking like, whoa, like, you feel me? I could be on top of my shit now. Like, I had to sit back be quiet and learn the game. Like, you feel me? I wasn't ready for no deal. I wasn't just, nigga can't just offer me money. I'm not one of them niggas that's gonna look, cha-ching, oh yeah, run it. Like, you feel me? I ain't know the business. So I was like, nope, I don't even know I'm worth it. I'm a young nigga, no, I'm scared, no. Like, you feel me? So, now nigga getting older and shit, like, I know the business and shit now. So like, if I sign a deal now, like, I'll be good. Like, I know how to deal with that shit, for real. Back in the day, I was too young, and I was stupid with money. Like, I knew what I do with all that cheese at that time. So I was like, nah, I'ma just keep hustling this shit. I'll keep it independent for real. Keep collecting my shit monthly until I get my head right. Right now, like, I ain't used to this shit. Like, I'm young, I'm splurging. Like, I don't need that right now. I go spend that in 2 days. Like, you feel me? I'm just, man, independent, collecting my shit independently.
And speaking on the industry, what are your thoughts on the current rap scene right now?
I fuck with the current rap scene right now. I be talking to my niggas about this shit, cause like, everybody that's winning is, like, real street niggas. Like, it's real hood niggas winning finally. Like, real niggas is coming back for real. Like, a couple years ago, it was all clowns winning. Like, all goofy niggas. Like, I ain't gonna say all goofy. Like, niggas, a lot of niggas was being they self, but it was goofy though. And a lot of niggas wasn't being they self and acting like they was this. Like, you feel me? It ain't too much of that going on no more. Like, it's a lot of that going on, but like the niggas that's winning, ain't too much of that going on. Like, it's real niggas out here winning. Like, it's shit beautiful for real. Like, all my favorite rappers are damn near as industry rappers. I never even used to fuck with industry rappers, but shit, all the industry rappers that's winning is street niggas, so you feel me? I might as well tune in. Fuck with niggas.
Do you feel as though it's possible to be in the streets and have a successful rap career without any consequences?
Yeah, it depends how you play it. Like, you gotta know your position in the streets. Like, a lot of motherfuckers, like, you feel me, they be kings and they play this shit like as if they pawns. Like, you gotta know your position. Like, if you a king, play it as if you a king. Like, you feel me? You could be in the streets and not be in the streets. Like, you feel me? You could be providing for certain shit. Like, you feel me, you could be doing shit for the community. You feel me? The streets gonna love you for that. Like, you could be providing for wars, like, you feel me? You could be putting your niggas on, like, you feel me? That's being in the streets for real. Like, you pop in, like, here and out, like, you feel me? Show your love, get up out of there, you feel me? You still in the streets, but like, you out there as a pawn daily, like, you a little nigga. Like, you don't need to be in the streets. Like, you don't know your position yet. Like, you don't know how to handle it. You still want to be a pawn. When you a king, you gonna fuck around. You know what's gonna happen. Like, you feel me? You just gotta know your position. It ain't that hard. Just gotta know your position.
Now, I want to get into your Remotivated project. The title is pretty straightforward. So with this project, what were you going through at the time of it?
Remotivated, I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, like, when niggas start taking my style, like, man, that shit didn't force me to not have a style. So, you feel me? For like 2 years straight, I'm rapping on hella different beats, hella different ways, but like, all I'm doing is just trying to come on the beat different. Like, I'm not sticking to what work type shit, like, you feel me? I'm just trying hella shit. I drop a tape called like Tour Vibes and the Extras. I'm just trying hella shit. Remotivated, I start getting a little comfortable in the stool. Like, I started feeling it around that time, but I was in my writing bag, you feel me? I'm writing my songs hella fast, like 20 minutes. Like, I'm starting to write hooks and shit now, like hella shit. Like, I'm starting to have a little fun with this shit. So I named this shit Remotivated. Like, I feel this shit coming. Like, it ain't there yet, but like, I feel it, like, you feel me? So that's why I named that bitch Remotivated. I started getting that feel for music again, cause when niggas first start rapping, we had feel for it, just fucking around. But like, when niggas start blowing up, like, niggas blew up too fast. Niggas never really got a chance to grind it out. Like, imagine you just start rapping and motherfuckers coming up to you offering you cheese and shit. You're not gonna take this shit serious. You're gonna be like, you serious? Like, niggas get paid off this shit for real? Woo. Like, that shit threw niggas off. Like, we too young. We not noticing that. We not noticing how authentic and original we keeping it. Like, we chilling all day. We go to, you feel me, Brody house, and we making all hot shit in the garage. And you feel me? We come back outside the next day, we do it again. Like, when shit start kicking in, we going to these big ass studios. Brody used to record us, like, you feel me? We had to get used to engineers recording us and shit now. We used to have to go in a big ass booth. Like, we used to be in a fucking, a big ass box made out of wood with a cover over it, like, you feel me? So when we fuck up, like Brody will hear that, like he was like a good engineer. He'll be like, nah, that ain't it. Like do it over. Like you feel me? Kept our head on right, but like the engineers wasn't knowing how we supposed to sound. So you feel me? That shit was fucking us up for a minute. We had to get used to that shit too. We had to figure out ourselves like how we like to sound instead of, you feel me, having Brody hold our hand. Cause for a minute, like he was used to this shit. Like he knew, like he'll be like, nah, you do that shit again. Woo, woo, woo. Like he kept our head on right.
And so with Remotivated, was it like you kind of took a step back before making this project and you really just like went all the way in?
Well, Remotivated, like I had a tape coming out called YWN2, so I put like all the shit that I felt like was that wasn't fucking with YWN2, but it was like right there. Like I was letting my fans know, like you hear a nigga getting better. So when I drop YWN2, I drop shit that I felt like was better, but like, yeah, that shit YWN2 went up way more than Remotivated for sure. But I ain't gonna lie, after I dropped YWN2, I wrote all that too. Like after I dropped that, I ain't gonna lie, I was thinking to myself, I thought that was the hottest shit I ever dropped. I'm thinking like, damn, I don't know how I'm gonna top this. Like, ooh, like, man, it's gonna take a minute. And then one day, I start freestyling like in probably like March. I got a tape coming out of my OGs called Mechanics. One day, like I'm writing all my songs. Like every time I come to the studio session, like it take me like 30 minutes to write it, or 45 minutes or whatever. One day, I hear a beat, slap. I'm in there, I can't write a bar to that bitch. Like nigga had writer's block like a bitch, but I ain't wanna just show up and waste these niggas' time. So I hopped in the booth, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna punch in. And however this shit come out, that's how it come out, like whatever. They was laughing and shit, they was like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, we gonna do it, let's rock out. I just start, you feel me, punching in, like, you feel me? That shit just start coming to my head. Like every time I say a line, like another line comes straight to my head, and I just say that shit, doing no thinking. By the time the song was done, that motherfucker was going crazy, and I just stuck to freestyling ever since. So now I'm super Remotivated. Like, if I was to drop a tape called Remotivated again, I would name that bitch Super Remotivated again, or man, Remotivated again, or something. But I ain't gonna do that though. But the nigga is super Remotivated right now. Like now, like going to the studio, it was cool. Like I knew that's what I had to do. Like you feel me? That was my lane, so I stuck to it. Like it was feeling like a job, halfway not. Like now I don't feel like a job. Like now that's all a nigga wanna do is go to the studio. Like to me, like studio to the average person, like it feel like going to the club to me. Like you feel me? That's where I had my most fun for real. Like I just be trying to be great for real. Like nigga super Remotivated. This shit crazy. Like I ain't putting down a mic for a minute. Like in my music way better. So man, I can only imagine what my shit gonna be sounding like in a year. Like I'm gonna try and speak this shit to existence. I'm gonna give me another plaque. Like I ain't aiming for no plaque. Like the way you get a plaque, like you just gotta make that shit naturally. Like come with something new. Like you feel me? So something that'll shock the world type shit. Like you can't come on trying to make. Like you can't come on trying to do what already been done. Like that's what niggas be fucking up in the stool. Like y'all trying to do what already been done. Like you feel me? You gotta be yourself, and one of them days, and you feel me, one of them bitches is gonna take off for sure. Like you feel me? I say in the next year, like hell yeah, like I'm gonna have one of the ones for sure. Cause I ain't never felt like this, and I know my music way better than what it was before.
And I'm gonna just give you your flowers real quick. I got the chance to go and explore your whole catalog, and I see the growth, I hear the growth. YNW2, that project is hard. My favorite song by you is Gangsta Shit, I ain't gonna lie though.
Appreciate you. Yeah, that's like, gangsta shit, like that's when I was in my writing bag, like the beginning of this year, like, man, like I started feeling it. I was writing my songs hella fast, like you feel me? And then I got right out of that writing bag and just started freestyling. So now my shit sound even harder. Like I got shit coming out that sound way better than gangsta shit. Appreciate you though, but I got shit that's way better than gangsta shit right now. Like, and every time I get in the stool, like I feel like I make a classic. Like, man, this shit don't stop. Like, I just gotta keep going. Like, I can't take no more breaks. Like, I used to take big breaks back in the day. Like, I ain't trying to lose this shit no more. Like, I try to at least stay in the studio 3 times a week. Really more than that, but at least 3 times a week. If not 3, 2 to be more realistic, but at least 3. You know what I mean?
And we gotta get into your recent project that you dropped with Slimmy B, Still Gangin'. And when it comes to you guys working together, how would you describe the dynamic?
Me and Slim, like, we got good chemistry for real, like, you feel me? It's easy, we get in the stool. Shit, we just listening to beats, you feel me? We agree on the beat, you feel me? We just go in. So most of the time we ain't got no hook, sometimes we got a hook, you feel me? But now our chemistry getting in better, like, our next tape we finna sound harder than what we just put out. Like, the shit we just put out, like, that was like, all shit we was making like 2020, like, you feel me? Probably like a 1 or 2 from like 2K19 type shit, like, now we both in different bags, like Brody freestyling too, going crazy, like, you feel me? We riding the beat way better, shit sound way better, like, you feel me? It's gonna be a whole new way, this shit gonna be contagious too, like, a lot of niggas gonna get to biting, you know, mamas.
And when it comes to the title, what was the inspiration behind that?
What?
Still Gangin'.
The inspiration, shit, you know the fans, you feel me? You know a lot of fans, you feel me? They not knowing it, like, they not knowing who fuck with who, like, they sad about the breakup, so we just have to let them know, like, yeah, we still gangin', we keeping this shit rocking, nigga, SOB shit, yeah.
And what's your favorite track on that one?
The Still Gangin'?
Yeah.
I'll probably have to say, probably Bob Marley. Bob Marley, yeah, we was fucking around on that. Yeah, we got a couple more invites on the next one too. Yeah, we fucking around.
I see y'all are also about to go on tour too.
A little mini tour, like, around the Bay. Like, ain't not really a tour. Like, we got like a couple shows back to back, you feel me? We trying to keep this shit rocking and keep them we trying to bring them tours back in though. We gonna keep this shit lit though. Like, we ain't been putting out everything that we've been cooking up yet, so you feel me? Like, once we start doing that, like, them cars gonna get to ringing for sure. Like, we ain't playing with this shit.
Man, so you said you hitting us with some new heat. So what else is next for you?
Man, I got so much shit on the way. I'm gonna try to keep it independent for a minute. Run my shit up, build my catalog up until I feel like I'm really, really ready. You feel me? But man, I really got so much shit. I got tape coming out called House Arrest. I'm trying to drop that like the middle of October. I'm waiting on a couple clearances and shit to get back to me, you feel me? Get that shit out the way, and that shit should be out. Like, I already got like 3-4 videos shit shot to that motherfucker, just ready to get put out for real. Like, I'm just waiting. And then I got another tape coming out. That shit really already halfway done. I got features on that shit and shit too. I'm just waiting for this shit to come out. I'm probably drop that bitch like in January. I got a tape coming out with Shooter Gang Connie. That shit done, that shit slapping. Got a little EP coming out, a little Bean. Another tape coming out with Slimmy. Working on something with DZ. We working on it. Fucking around with Cash Kid too. We might fuck around, drop a little EP on them. Like, you feel me? I'm just fucking around. Like, I'm just working, staying busy. Like, and a lot of that shit like almost done too, for real. Like, I ain't just talking, like, a lot of that, like, 4 of them tapes already done. Like, other tapes just getting started. Like, I'm flooding the streets 2022, like 2022 mines. I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm flooding too with all quality, fuck quantity, like, all quality, you know, mamas.
And before we wrap up, do you have any last words or shout outs?
Nah. We'll keep it G. Shout out to y'all for having me, you feel me? Appreciate y'all. It's a blessing to be up on this bitch. It's like one of the only interview little stations a nigga be watching for. Nigga don't watch too many, but I be fucking with the Porch though. Appreciate y'all.
The love is reciprocated.
Yes, ma'am.
Nah, but this ain't happen overnight. I had to pray for this. DaBoiii, why you always talking shit, bitch? I get paid for this. This that gangster shit. Fast